It was Christmas Eve in Pinecone Forest, and the air was alive with holiday cheer and a little bit of chaos. The squirrels were busy stringing popcorn garlands and eating about half of them. The rabbits fluffed their carrot-shaped stockings, and the owls hung twinkling lights that looked suspiciously like moths. But the heart of the forest was buzzing with the biggest excitement and the biggest problem of the year. Rocky the raccoon, known for his love of shiny things and questionable life choices, had volunteered to be Santa Claus. Ho ho ho, merry oops! Rocky muttered as his oversized red hat slipped over his eyes, causing him to tumble headfirst into a pile of snow. When he finally popped out with snow clinging to his whiskers, he declared, "Nothing can go wrong this year." Meanwhile, Daisy the deer was tasked with organizing the reindeer team. There was just one small problem. Pinecone Forest had no reindeer. After a very long brainstorming session, Daisy recruited an unlikely crew. There was Tim the turtle, slow but determined, whose idea of flying was taking 3 days just to climb a small hill. Then there was Chippy the chipmunk, hyperactive and convinced he could jump higher than Santa's sleigh. And finally, Prickles the porcupine, who had a very sharp sense of ouch and a habit of poking holes in literally everything. "Are you sure these guys can fly?" Chippy squeaked as he bounced on a branch, testing his non-existent wings. "Of course," Daisy said confidently, though she was secretly hoping for a miracle. "It's Christmas magic." Rocky began loading the sleigh, which was actually a large leaf tied to vines with presents. There were acorns for the squirrels, golden corn for the chickens, and a shiny red ribbon for the fox, who had been suspiciously nice this year. Once the sleigh was loaded, Rocky tried to call the team to action. "Up, up, and away," he shouted. Tim slowly climbed onto the leaf, Chippy bounced 3 times for good luck, and Prickles, after poking a few holes in the sleigh, finally waddled on board. The journey started shakily. Tim moved at turtle speed, Prickles kept poking holes through the vines, and Chippy was bouncing so fast it looked like a furry tornado. Then disaster struck. A gust of wind blew Rocky's hat straight into the beak of Mr. Hoot, the grumpy owl. Mr. Hoot sneezed violently, and the entire sleigh went flying through the air like a Christmas catapult. "Whee!" Rocky screamed, flailing as the sleigh twirled in midair. "Hold on!" Daisy shouted, managing to leap onto the edge of the leaf just in time. The sleigh crash-landed right in the middle of a frozen pond, sending gifts sliding across the ice. Chippy tried to chase them, spinning in dizzying circles, while Tim plodded behind muttering, "Why did I agree to this?" Prickles poked the ice repeatedly, creating small cracks, but luckily no one fell in. Just as the chaos reached its peak, something magical happened. The gifts, instead of sinking into the icy water, floated gently on the ice, guided by little sparkling lights. It was Christmas magic. The animals worked together to collect the presents. Chippy spun in wild excitement, Tim used his sturdy shell to scoop up the slippery gifts, and Prickles carefully rolled his quills over the items, pricking only the wrapping paper. Rocky tried to maintain his Santa dignity, but with his hat crooked and snow on his face, he looked more like a snow raccoon than Santa. By the time midnight struck, every present had been delivered. Some were a little soggy, some were missing a bow, and a few had mysterious paw prints on them, but it had all worked out. Even Mr. Hoot had to admit, not the worst Christmas ever. The forest animals gathered around the enormous pinecone tree, sharing treats and laughter. Rocky, standing proudly with his hat askew, declared, "Next year, we might just stick to decorating." But as they watched the stars twinkle above the snowy forest, Daisy whispered, "Maybe a little chaos is part of what makes Christmas special." And so, Pinecone Forest learned an important lesson. Christmas may be chaotic, snowy, and slightly soggy, but with friends by your side, it's always magical, hilarious, and unforgettable. Even Prickles, who normally poked everything in sight, curled up with a gift ribbon around his quills, quietly agreeing with Daisy. The Great Christmas Cat-astrophe had ended, but the laughter and holiday spirit would echo through the forest for many Christmases to come. Thanks for watching, and happy holidays!